Hey Fur Family! Hello, Kylie from Furology. I have beautiful Forrest here. He's a little bit of a nervous boy. I've groomed him twice now. He's a Cocker Spaniel. I'm not sure how old he is. He's only young. He smells really bad today. He's really smelly. He lives on a farm. I can't remember what they grow, but he's a farm boy, and he's quite matted and messy. He's one of a few dogs that I do dematting on, which is pretty standard for Cocker Spaniels. You know, the owners in particular, they want him to be long, have that beautiful long coat, but going by how he is today, I don't know how long we're gonna last with that. So I'm just using a 7 and trimming down his head. I'm gonna get straight into it because this is gonna take me a while. So no stuffing around today. Oh my goodness, come on, good boy. So Mum likes his head nice and smooth, which is good. One less job for me to do. Obviously try to blend it in, but for now I'm just going to get this off. And then I'll come back with my scissors and do it, and the clippers again after his bath, and do a nice tidy up. Just start by getting the bulk off so it's a little bit less for me to dry after his bath. His ears are really matted today. Just need to be super careful and go in and get the bulk of that hair off. So it's got these 2 flaps of skin here we need to be super careful of. And of course his little lips. Not too concerned about that for the minute. Come in here and I'm just going to take out this bit of his ear here. My friend, you are super stinky. I don't know what he's been getting into. He's obviously been in the rain or wet. Okay, so his ears aren't really matted from the inside. It's just this big ball of matting here on the outside. I think I have 2 more Cocker Spaniels coming in today too, so it's a Cocker Spaniel-y kind of day, isn't it? Hey, I'm not going to go down too far because this is where I want to blend into his body, so we'll just leave that kind of just chunky for now. A little bit further down the ears. Alright, that's that. Throw him. Oh my goodness, there are sticks. We will likely see some grass seeds here. So even though it is not what you would do with a Cocker Spaniel, we do poodle feet on him to help Mum and Dad with keeping up with the grass seed problem. We keep those feet nice and short. So that is a very time consuming task, which I hate doing, but we're going to do it anyway. So I'm going to find my number 10. And my other number 10, actually that one is not my favourite. I don't like it. It gets, I don't know, it needs a sharpen, I think. And my mini clipper. And we're just going to work through these feet before his bath. Just get everything off there. So that, after Cocker Spaniel feet just hold a lot of water, which is why I just get this off before the bath, so I don't need to try and get them dried so I can poodle them after the bath. No, thank you. not a fan of doing poodle feet because it's just so time consuming. And a lot of dogs don't tolerate it as well as you would like them to. I think we might want to go down a blade. Don't know. So we don't want to go too high, just where the little, don't put your tongue there, no. Where the little toesies are. The little, the line, the end of the toe. I don't know if that makes sense. I am concentrating as well, so I won't talk too much in this one. Oh, hang on. Good boy. He is, in general, a pretty sweet doggy. He just gets a bit nervous coming into the salon. Understandable, because I'm always pulling mats out of him, so that might be a contributing factor to that, and it's a big part of why I don't do a lot of dematting, because it's not very nice. Let me get in there. Good boy. I know. Where's your dew claw? I'll be careful, I promise. I know it's there. It's just a little bit. Just a little bit. I know your dew claw's there. I'm being careful. Just grab my 15 so I can do the underside of his toots. It's really dirty. Let's have a look, make sure you guys can see. Bring this down here a little bit. There we go. That's my 15. So it has been a little bit longer between grooms because I've just been pretty heavily booked out and Mum just couldn't get in. But we're slowed down a little bit now, so she's not coming out. There's big chunks in there. I know, I'm sorry, but hang in there. There we go. We got it. We got it. So we do want to get in between those toes nice and clean, because that's the part that we're trying to protect from grass seed, which so many of you are from America and curious about this whole grass seed thing. I'm sure you do have it, probably more in like your farming regions than anywhere else. I live in a farming region. We grow wine grapes mostly, a lot of citrus, oranges, stone fruits. Don't know what else really. I'm not a farmer, as you can tell. And I'm not from this region either. I did not grow up here. So originally, I think I've been here for about 10 years, 9 years. But I don't really know anything about farming, other than that farm dogs are smelly and need lots of grooming, because that's what I do. I groom farm dogs. I know, I'm sorry. It's okay. You're doing a great job. I know. Let me get in these little toes and then it'll be all done on this foot. So you do have to be careful of the webbing between the toes. You can nick that really easily. You definitely don't want to do that. So, do need to take your time with this. It is much easier to do this on poodle feet than it is on Cocker Spaniel feet. Cocker Spaniels have chunky feet. Yes, you do. Okay, let's calm down. Calm down, calm down. Good boy. So, a little bit more. Tidy on top. Ugh, you're dusty. You are so dusty. He is a very much loved pet, but he's not really the right kind of dog to be living on a farm in dusty old South Australia. But that's, you know, not for me to judge. As such, there's just piles of dirt coming out of him. Come this way, please, Worry. Good boy. Oh, I know. We're going to do this foot now. Let's make sure everyone can see your little tootsie. So again, I've got my number 10. It is not hot. Just come in over the top and take the bulk off here. No, thank you. Good boy. Can you hear the rubbish bin truck coming through? It's bin day. Favourite day of the week. Get rid of all the rubbish. I know. Stay calm. Good boy. Careful now, I don't want to catch your toe. Don't need you wriggling around. No, sir. There you go. Careful, I don't. You've got to be careful of your dew claw there. Hang on. Okay. Just, do you want to lay down? Lay down. Come on. Lay down. You don't want to lie down? Okay, don't lie down. Oh my word, mister. Take it easy. Take it easy. Come on with this mini here. Push back the little toesies. Sir, I can't do it if you're going to be in the way. You can't be in the way. Let's relax. Come on, go relax for me so I can get in there. You know, I can be more careful if you sit still than I can be if you move, mister. And I do believe you know this already. So you just be a cool little cucumber. Definitely keep your tongue out of it. Forrest, what have you been up to, my love? Have you been a busy boy? Getting up to no good? I would like to know where you've been swimming. You would have to have been in the river to smell like this. Oh. Good boy, good boy. such a lot of hair in there, mister. So I'm just going to pop on the 15 and go from behind again and try clean out the paw pads from behind. And hopefully it lets me come back around the front. Oh my lord. That is a lot of matting. I think we're going to have to see how we go, but he might just end up being a shave down because I'm not dematting all that. And by the time I chunk out, so Mum's happy for me to cut out mats, and she doesn't mind if he looks silly, but I think that there's not going to be much left of him by the time I take out some of those big ones on his back end. Dust. Oh. Let me in there. What have you got in here? Keep your nose away from the clippers, please. Oh, he's so dusty. My love, you have to sit still. Good boy, come on. Either way, you know we're doing it, so there's no point fighting it, okay? Just try and relax and enjoy your little pamper here. Come on, Bubba. Good boy. Good boy. I know. You know, I like having my nails done, but I haven't had time to go in some time now. I don't have any nails. Tongue out the way, please. No. This is not even going through. You stay there. I'm happy for you to have a lie down. I just need the foot. Quick tidy up. So when he's clean and all this hair is standing up a little bit nicer, I will have to come back through. So none of this is all that tidy. Just as much as we can get off. Just to make that dry time a bit shorter on such a thick doggy. And there's a lot of work to do, so I really do just need to get through as much as I can, as fast as I can. Move this around over here. You can see all that well. Hopefully I don't knock this off with my arm. Here we go, Forrest. So we're just down on this back foot now. He's laying down. It's not ideal for me, but you know, if that's how he's going to let me get in here, then that's how we're going to do it. So there's grass seeds definitely in this back foot that I can see. But I did just clip over them with the clipper, so I don't know if I'll be able to show you. You're okay, Furry. Sorry, did I knock there? Just relax, love. Good boy. Just relax. Come on, I'm going easy. As easy as I can. So I'm just going up a bit higher than I normally would there to get that little mat off the back. That's the remnants of a grass seed, not really a good example. But what they do, grass seeds, what they do is, so they just get caught in the coat and then they work their way in and they get right into these little knuckles right in between dogs' toes, and they tend to just travel. They get stuck in and then they just tend to travel up into the skin. So that one was just sort of sitting on the coat. It hasn't gone into the skin or anything, so I'll keep an eye out, see if I can find another one. But they travel up and into the sort of blood circulation, and they can sort of go anywhere from there and cause all sorts of problems. So definitely don't want dogs having them. We get them here in this sort of end of spring and then the start of summer when all the grass is growing. That type of grass that creates foxtails or goes to seed. It sort of grows in tall little sticks, and all those little foxtails blow off in the wind and end up on the coats of these poor little doggies. So I've had 2 dogs now that needed to actually go and have surgery to get them removed from their feet. I've had one that had to have it from somewhere in the body. They have to get put under anaesthetic and they go in with a scalpel and find it and remove it. And I've had quite a number of them that get them in their ears, and they not so much surgically have to remove them, but they do need to put them to sleep and go right into the ear and get in there to get it out. So a very expensive trip to the vets. I would not like to have to do that. It would send me broke. So still just being ultra careful of all that webbing in the middle of his toes. So you can see the toes are all connected together with webbing. So when we get in between the toes, we've just got to make sure we're not catching or picking up any of that webbing. Sorry. So that is another foot roughly done. As you can see, it doesn't look like it has a lot of hair on there, and then that much hair comes off. Now we're going to come around to his last foot. I'm just going to turn him around now. Did get some of the bulk out of there while he was having a lie down. Oh my goodness, mister. All right. Oh, I cannot believe how smelly he is though. I cannot wait to get you in the bath, sir. That is a smell. I need a bath after this. Not a bath, a shower. So I had a comment on another video about my, like, asking where I'm filming and where I do my grooming, and one lady said commented that I do it in my kitchen. Definitely not in my kitchen. I'm not even in my house. I do work from home. I have a shed which is sort of been built and fit out to create this beautiful little space that I have. I think it's a 3 by 6 meter shed. It's not very big, and we did build in the benches and everything just to make it a nice sort of space. I spend about 50 hours a week out here, so you know, we had to make it as nice as we could. I do have air conditioning, reverse cycle, so I can stay, me and the doggies, we can stay warm in the winter and nice and cool in the summer. I've got a little sink that I use to wash my hands, and also you know, wash the dog bowls, water bowls and things like that as well. I do have a washing machine and dryer, which are only used for dog items, towels and blankets and things like that. Sorry, mate. What else have we got? I do have a mini fridge. Could not live without my mini fridge. It just keeps cold drinks. Cold drinks. Pepsi Max, iced coffee, Powerade for when I'm really struggling, really busy, keep myself hydrated. Bottled water because I don't have fresh drinking water out here. Some up and goes if I need a quick breakfast, if I'm running late, which is almost every day. I'm gonna sneeze, sorry. Achoo! Phew, goodness me. Yeah, love my up and goes, although I didn't have one this morning. I was so late, I didn't even have time to have my breakfast. My running late breakfast. I worked until 11 o'clock last night, doing a stock take with another company that I sometimes work with. It's a good little extra shift. And when I woke up this morning, I did not wake up happily. I could have easily had a couple more hours sleep. Oh, stop that, mister. And then I ran out here and my Miss Maisie, Marima Maisie, was already just pulling up and getting ready to get out of the car. So it was well timed, but I could have had some more sleep. What else is in my fridge? So in the next room over, this salon is divided into 2 rooms. So in the next room over, I have like a mini kind of little kitchenette area with a kettle, because I do like to have tea or coffee, and a microwave that I can heat up leftovers for lunch if we've got any. Better check and make sure you guys can actually see what I'm doing here. A little bit. Yeah, sometimes I'll have, if we've got some leftovers from dinner, I'll eat that for lunch. But I generally don't stop for lunch. Just have some snacky snacks. If I'm not too busy, I'll eat something. So yeah, I definitely do not groom in my kitchen. I couldn't imagine doing this job in the kitchen, like in your house, even to start with. When we talked about setting up this salon, we had discussed whether or not to set it up inside, and I was just absolutely adamant, no. There are all kinds of germs that come out of these doggies, even like the ones that are regularly groomed and well maintained and stuff. Still so many germs. Alright, now that is the feet done. Up you get my love. I do need to get a wriggle on. So I've got my 10, 15. Pop that on here, and I'm just going to do the hygiene area. Now, got some sticks coming out of here. Definitely a farm baby, aren't you, huh? He does not like to stand up for this. Alright, he is desexed, which is lovely. I'm just gonna go in and take out a bunch of this hair. Oh, there. So when I do my hygiene areas, I do, you're gonna hop up, stand up. Oh, good boy. The inside leg and the belly and just above the penis. I don't like to leave wicks on. Such a hot debate. Some people like to leave them on, some people like to have them off. If you want it left on, tell me before I groom your dog. Because they usually are just so matted on the end of their penises that they end up leaving doggies at risk of infection. Oh my lord, he's got so much matting in here. I don't even know what we're going to do with that. Let's have a look. Oh. Yeah, the wicks on the ends of the willies, as far as pets go, if it's a show dog and you're looking after it with huge amounts of grooming, that's fine, fair enough. Do what you like. But for pet grooms where they only get their groom every 6 to 8 weeks, I'm not leaving anything on there because they're going to end up being a little unwell if we do that. All right, mate. So I'm making the executive decision that I absolutely will not demat this leg here. It is far too matted. Up you get. I know, I'm sorry. So if we have a look here, if Mr. Forrest lets us, stay there, sir. Just tilt this camera up a little bit. Oh, that didn't work. My goodness. You taught me how to drive a camera, huh? All right, stand up, Forrest. So if we have a look at this leg here, like this is fine, we can deal with that, but under here, when we get under here, we've just kind of got a whole big ball of matting. So knowing how Mum wants to keep him as long as she can on top, I'm just going to work through his, sorry guys, my SD card it's full. So I did get a bigger SD card for my birthday, and I filled that up with another dog this morning. So my husband Dale is cleaning that up now, emptying it off for me. All right, no Forrest. Okay, so as you can see, he does not like to stand up. You must stay. All right, so we're just gonna go underneath. I have a number 7 on here, and so. Alright, it's going to be a challenge. This is not ideal because this is going to be sitting right where I'm trying to get in there, but it will just be a little aid for me. Come on. So I'm just going to put this little band around his belly and shuffle it forwards a bit more than I normally would. Pull it tight. All right, that's going to stop him from sitting down. There's no reason for him wanting to sit down other than he just doesn't want me working in the area I'm trying to work in. So, shuffle this forwards just a little bit more. So this is why I don't like to do these kinds of grooms, because they're just so time consuming to try and save a little bit of hair on top, when ultimately this dog just should have a shave down and get this hair off and start again. And although Mum is really trying to do her best to keep him brushed, it's not working. No. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to give Mum a call and just talk to her about the fact that I think it's best for him at this point just to have a shave down and get all that hair off, because the matting is so extensive through his back end. There's not going to be anything left of him, and I'm not going to demat this much hair. It's too much. All right, leave it with me. I'll be back.
Hello.
Okay, so coming back, I've just had a quick chat with Mum, and we're on the same page with as far as the matting goes. It is just going to be best for him to get this off. It's not ideal. I mean, you know, it's lovely to have these gorgeous coats. But and as I said, he is a farm boy. He lives his best farm life. He's got a family, I think kids, and they're all, you know, they love him and adore him. And he's just out there living his best life. And this coat is just a bit too much for him at the moment. So, yeah, what we've decided is, because that's a lot of matting. By the time I take the matting out, there's going to be like maybe 20% left of hair on him. And it's not going to look good. There's not going to be any way for me to make that look good. So we are going to just give him a shave down. I could salvage the top, but it would just not, it would be so funny looking. It's not worth it. So Mum's agreed we're just going to do a nice shave down on him. It's not the video I thought I was making. The last time I groomed him, you know, I was able just to get some mats out of his legs and ears. Not too bad. But, you know, he's gone through a summer. He's probably been swimming and all those other fun things. Just living a dog's life. He's a pet. He's not a show dog, even though he is gorgeous. So all the hand strippers of the dog world are probably fuming to see me shaving this dog's coat instead of hand stripping it, but you know, this is what's going to be best for this doggy. Just get it off. He's going to feel so much better too. So that part, not so bad. Let me just make sure you guys can see. This part of him, not so bad, right? We could have salvaged that top part, but from here down, everything is matted, okay? So that's what I would have had to shave off of him. All that under part, he just would have had a skirt on top, like a tutu, and it just would not have been a good look. So we've got mats already here. He's going to look very different. That's matted. Oh, that's mats, 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 mats. So naughty. And it's not like, yeah, I'll be honest, right? I don't have enough time today to even begin working through this much matting for dematting. But that's not the reason that I've suggested the shave down, because I give every dog whatever they need. As many hours as it takes, whatever, that's fine. I'm happy to do that. But it's not in his best interest. At the end of the day, if I try to work through dematting all of that, it's a lot of pain and discomfort for him that he doesn't need to go through. There's no reason other than for vanity to salvage the coat. And unfortunately, I'm just not really willing to put, well, it's not unfortunate, not for the dog anyway, for the owners it is, but I'm just not willing to put a dog through that process when just brush, more brushing. That'll save us every time. But I know that Mum looks after him quite well. It is his lifestyle that is the contributing factor here. It is not at all that he's neglected in any way, shape or form. He is such a loved family pet. It comes down to the lifestyle that he lives and the things that he gets to do, which is all great. Don't stop your dog from living their life. Let them be a dog. But unless he's getting, when they go swimming, if my dogs go swimming, my short head, she's like a bull mastiff staffy cross. She's a good old, mutt of a dog. She's the sweetest dog in the world. She's got short hair. She goes swimming, not too fussed about it. She gets a bit smelly, so she has a bath. But I'm not in a rush to get her like straight into the tub after going swimming. My long-haired dachshund, I recently gave her a number 7 like this all over, coming to the end of summer, because even though I would give her a bath, within a week or so of going swimming, she ended up a bit tangly. Nothing terrible, like no big mats like this. But we just decided that we still had probably 4 weeks of summer left, 4 or 5 weeks. She's still going to go swimming. I thought, you know what? And she's 2 years old, nearly 3. I thought, stuff it. Instead of brushing her out and getting her in the bath after every time she goes swimming, let's just take it off. Let her have her summer, and then we'll grow her out again through the winter. And that is often, for pet dogs, the kindest thing we can do for them. Keep them comfortable. Oh yeah. So this side, the other side was not quite as bad. This side is a lot worse. And this is where, if I had to take all of this out and leave the top, there just would not have been anything left of him. I was going to say, if you're new here, if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, or you haven't subscribed, I would absolutely love if you could do that. It would mean a lot to me. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what sort of doggy you've got. If you've got a doggy. If you don't, tell me what sort of doggy you'd like to have. If you're researching about dogs and breeds and what sort of dog you'd like, and you want to know about their grooming requirements, like a real honest feedback of, because this is the thing that gets me. And even my own experience with purchasing dogs, I've got 3, so my other dog is Jude, the toy poodle. Breeders tend to tell you the good side of it. Not all breeders, but it would, from a groomer's perspective, people don't get enough information about the grooming requirements of some of these, designer dogs or high maintenance breed dogs. They are such lovely family pets. Jude especially, as Alice is not as much of a people person. She likes to just go sniffing and have her nose being active all the time. She's not a couch potato. She doesn't want to sit around and do nothing, and watch TV and take long naps. See, that's all attached there. So she's a great dog for going walking and going to the park and swimming and being really active. But the toy poodle is, he just wants to be wherever we are. He doesn't really care what we're doing. He's really focused and oriented on his people. He loves the kids. He loves playing. He loves exercising. a really great all-round dog. That is so true of the breed. But his coat is such high maintenance. So he has a bath every Sunday. He has a bath and a blow dry and a brush out. He gets brushed twice, sometimes more throughout the week, depending on what he's been doing. His nails need to be done every week. Poodle nails grow really quickly, so they have to be done all the time, every week. And he has a long coat, so I groom lots of toy poodles and the Cavalier poodle cross, and a whole bunch of other poodle crosses. And they come pretty well every 6 weeks. And they have short haircuts. They kept short. Okay. I'm having all sorts of troubles today. Batteries are flat. Alright, this one's got 15% while the others are on charge, so as I was saying before we get interrupted, oh, Mr. Alright, so he's got lots of these little mats in there, and that's pulled a little bit and given him a bit of an upset, I'm sorry. Oh, Mr. Oh, let's have a look. Just to make sure we didn't catch any skin there. It might have. Can't really tell. It's just a lot of fine, very, very fine matting there. She's obviously not keen on me getting into. Alright, buddy. Just go nice and easy. It's okay. You're very sensitive there. So just lift up the leg and go from this side. Very gently. So it is very easy to catch on the skin, especially in those little fluffy areas. These guys are super fluffy. So send through what sort of dog you're interested in. If you want any information about their, regular grooming needs. And if you are a breeder, congratulations, because it's such an exciting thing to be able to do. But yeah, if you're selling these little puppers, I would definitely encourage you to give the most honest review of your dog's grooming needs as possible. So we got this off. That was sort of all just wrapped around his legs. Ugh, I'm bringing all that dander too. There's my 7, this one, and a 15. So you can see he's irritated by everything that's going on here, but a lot by just the amount of hairs that he's got there. And you can see this little fine mats. Oh, there's a stick there. There we go. It would be so much better. Let's go this way. I'll save your ears for last. I know. I do. It's not nice. So I do want to just be really clear here. This is not, it's very easy to judge, I know. This is not by any means a neglected dog. This is just a dog that's lifestyle does not suit his coat type. He is so loved and such a big part of the family. Just unfortunately, things have gone a little bit, not a little bit pear-shaped. So he is regularly groomed by the groomer. He could do definitely with more brushing at home. We know that. But Mum is definitely wanting to do the right thing for him. So don't come at him too hard in the comments. Oh, baby. I know. You're okay. I feel so much better. Oh. Don't be making any swift movements. Goodness me. You're okay. Yes. We're gonna be fine. Promise. I got you. Bring this down here. Have a look at this little foot. And get all this hair off here. Make sure that's not hot. I'm getting warm. It's okay. So yeah, I thought we weren't, this is another shaved down video, I'm sorry. I thought we would be sort of making a video about a little bit of dematting and some coat care for a long-haired doggy who's didn't go to plan, did it? You're not really a long-haired doggy right now, are you? Hey, you're still beautiful though. Very beautiful boy. Spin around. Tidy these up a little bit. My goodness, so beautiful. Look at his spots. Okay, I've plugged this in and hopefully it can stay on. Probably needs a bit more charge than it has, but just go for it. Hope for the best. Okay, that's what we're doing today. We're just gonna hope for the best. All right, I'm gonna throw that ear back here. So I am going to shave down his ears. Not at all what I want to do with him. I love Cocker Spaniel ears. They are amazing. But I can tell you without a shred of doubt, it is the kindest thing I can do for this bubba today. Tip this up a little bit and give you a bit more view. So when shaving down ears, you have to be so careful of all the little flappy bits, little skin folds and tucks. You want to support the ears as much as the ear leather as much as possible. Be very careful around the edges. If you do cut doggy's ear, and it happens to groomers, I cut a little doggy's ear just maybe 2 weeks ago. It's the tiniest little nick, and I can tell you I cried more than the dog did. It's the first time I've done it, which is good to know. They bleed a lot, so that's one ear. It's kind of come away in those few pieces there, and you can see that's just the sort of front of the ear leather, and there's a stick in here. Take that out for him. So now I'm just going to fold the ear back and rest it on his body. This part here in particular has quite a lot of folds and flaps. So we're not pushing, we're not digging, we're just letting the clipper do its work as best we can and kind of just gliding over. stand myself up, hey? Oh, we don't want him flicking his ear too much because he will rush all of the blood to the ends of the ears, and there is no hair to cushion that, so he will end up with like a hematoma or some bleeding under the skin, and that can bruise up bad enough that the bleeding can come out through the skin. So that is what we're trying to avoid. If he is flicking his ears around a lot, I'll put a happy hoodie on, a little hood on him, just to kind of deter him as much as possible. Alright, that's that one done. I can't move the camera because it's plugged in, so we're just going to have to work around that for the minute. Here we go. If you notice me putting the blade on my hands frequently, I'm just checking the temperature. Just to make sure it's not too hot. When I was previously working in a trailer and did not, like mobile, and did not have very good cooling, my blades would get so hot so quickly. But here in the salon, I've got my air conditioner and I keep it at about 20, 21 degrees. It's nice and cool in here and things just don't heat up very quickly. So you can see that is like coming off in one kind of piece. There we go. Then we'll come back around here. This is a chunk of matting on this side that I'm going to be very careful with. It's just my hand furry. Good boy. No flicking. So I'm using his body to support the ear leather. Oh my. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. It's a bit close on the edge. So just nice and careful. Come back down here, see if I can get this cleaned up. Alright, that is the, you don't want to move that, or do you? That's the bulk of that off. Got his legs done, his body's done. Thought I had the wrong blade on then. I did not take much off here because I was going to blend it in, but since we're not doing that now, I'll just give that a tidy up. Have a look at his back end real super quick. So I'm just going to take the top off his tail. I will leave the rest of it long and demat that, because that is not an overly painful or big process for him. Come around to his second. So lift this leg up. Oh. When you flick your ears, mister, you're flicking your lips and you're flicking salivas on me. Yes, you slobbery boy. Okay, so now we need to get his hygiene area, which is not too fond of me doing. Are you? A beautiful little furry boy. So his name is Forrest. Mum calls him Forry. And I can see why. I do it ashamed because he's so cute. Are you so cute, Forrest? Oh, honeykins, I know. That's a big change for you, isn't it? Try not to flick so much. Hey, can I get in here now? Do your little hygiene area. Get rid of the last of these knots. Oh, someone's at my door. Won't be a sec. Okay, so my next doggy's here. My schedule seems to be all out of whack today. And everyone's arriving earlier than I expected them to. Yes. So it looks like my little computer system has shuffled everyone around unexpectedly. All right, so we're going to go in here where he wasn't too happy with me being before. But hopefully with less of that hair on. So, as you can hear, I have Miss Ellie in the background, and she's a Pomeranian, maybe a cross. She's a little barker, isn't she? Can you hear her, Forrest? Is she carrying on a little bit? Alright, let me turn him around. Come here. Good boy, good boy. Oh, there we go. Have a look on this side. Ellie, you're fine. You don't need to be carrying on. My goodness, can you hear her? She's a noisy one. Where are you going? Where are you going? I can't do it if you're going to do that. You want to hop up? Up, up, up. Stand up. Up first. Will you stand up for me, please? Come on. Up, up, up. Good boy. Alright, it's a bit rough, but that'll do. That'll do. Alright, so I'm going to get him in a bath. I'm not going to record the bath because we've already taken enough time. We will just get him washed and dried, and we'll come back and just go through his tidy up. Hey, alright guys, see you in a bit. Okay, so I wasn't going to record this, but I've got little Forrest out of the bath. Isn't he adorable? He is. He is. I just thought I would show you guys what I do when I get my smaller dogs out of the bath, that I'm not really using a force dryer on. I'm not going to spit dry them in the tub. I put them on my little bath mat and give them a good old-fashioned towel dry. And this is the best way to, for me, I think. I've tried a few different methods. I have trialed sort of spit drying these smaller doggies, but I think this is the best way to get the bulk of that water out in a hurry. And it's a bit nicer for our doggies. still have Ellie in the background barking. I'm a bit behind time, but you know, that's what happens when you try and do one thing and you end up doing something else. It just throws off your schedule a little bit. So that happened. Give me that. Yes. And he's still going to take a little while to blow dry, and then we'll run over him with the clippers again. But he's feeling much better. I did leave him soaked for a bit longer as well because he was just super smelly. He smelled like river or creek water. Pond, maybe he'd been jumped in a pond or something. He smells a lot better. Oh, such a good boy. Hey, there we go. That gets the bulk of the water off him, and we'll give him a nice blow dry, and I'll pop back with a dry doggy. Okay, we are back with a dry doggy. His ears are still a little bit damp. He doesn't like the blow dryer on his face, so I'm not going to sit here and force him to have his ears dried because they don't need to be. With all that hair gone, they are going to air dry very quickly. Very quickly. Sounds a bit funny. Let's do that again. Yep, those little ears are going to air dry very quickly. We don't have to worry about hot spots or anything like that, so we just leave them be. You will notice I am super gentle with all of my doggies. They are pet grooms. Pet grooming and show grooming are two completely different things. We want our pets to just be like show dogs, show grooming. Not that it's not gentle. Sorry, I should just correct that. These dogs are used to having everything done, and they're so well looked after. It's just such a regular part of their routines. It's what they know. And they don't need to be rough with the doggies because they just get in there and get everything done, and the dogs are so used to it. When I say that it's pet grooming and it's not show grooming, I mean that it doesn't need to be perfect. We don't need to fight with a dog that's not used to having their face and ears blow dried at high velocity. We don't need to make that happen. It's just not necessary for any reason. So if he's, I mean, ideally, yes, we want him to be completely dry to avoid any hot spots or skin infections and bacteria and things like that. Definitely agree with that. But it is, oh gosh, I don't even know what the temperature is outside. It's probably 30 degrees or more. He's going to get in the car, and I can guarantee you these little ears will be dry before he even gets home. So the risk is just not there. Not today, and not for him. Not for this dog. There are other dogs that really don't like having the blow dryer, and they do have long hair, and it is a risk for them. And I do always let the owners know that they need to give the dog a couple of hours to let their hairs dry, and then give those ears a brush so that all the hairs get separated. There's no big chunks of hair stuck together. It will reduce matting, but it'll also help to make sure that the ear is dry all the way down to the skin. So I'm not just carelessly not drying dogs' ears. It's very intentionally done. Come on. You want to go this way? Here we go. Can you turn around for me? He's being such a good boy. I am rushing a little bit now. We are behind, as I said. Miss Ellie is waiting so patiently. And after Miss Ellie, I still have 2 more doggies. So I do need to get a right little reel on. And Ellie is a Pomeranian, which is, again, a fair bit of work to be done in a short amount of time. I probably will not record that video, that groom, sorry, I'll just get it done. So that I can catch up for the day and get inside to the family in time for dinner with any luck. You're okay. You're alright, my love. He's doing such a good job. So this is the first time he's ever had like a full shave. Excuse me, I did a burp. The first time he's ever had a full shave down. So it's a lot, it's a big change. Isn't it? My goodness, Miss Ellie. So Ellie is in a like a little enclosure, a dog crate, and she's obviously not used to being in a crate. But I do keep all of my doggies separated. I don't let them socialise in the salon because I've got such a big mix of dogs. Like, you know, when you go to a high-end sort of city salon, we've mostly got small breed dogs to start with, and they're generally, you know, about that lifestyle, being out and about. They're well socialised. Oh my goodness, so many interruptions today. So many. All right, that was my vet. So little Jude was booked in for his vaccinations today, this morning. And I did ask my lovely husband to take him to that appointment because I ended up having a booking. Watch your tongue, please, good boy. But he got the time wrong. It was a 10 o'clock appointment and he thought it was an 11 a.m. appointment. So, I mean, our fault, we missed the appointment. Completely understand that. So I called the vets and just sort of, you know, obviously apologised first and explained the mix-up because I had to get my husband to do it. Obviously had our wires crossed on the time. And she was like, that's fine, you can still come in, we've got time. Which is awesome. So I, you know, sent him in there, I'm on the phone, it's like a 30-second drive away. And she's like, yeah, no, that's fine, we'll be able to fit him in, so no worries. It's only for a vaccination, it's not for anything else really, just to get his shots. And again, totally aware it was my stuff up, so I take the blame for that 100%. If she said no, that would have been fine, I wouldn't have been upset about that. But she said, no, that's fine, come on in. So I sent my husband down there. And he goes to the door and she says to him, you're 45 minutes late, we won't see you. Okay, so he's just come home in a bit of a huff. Which is fair enough, because he's taken time out of work to go and do that for me. But I was just a bit upset that they were on the phone and one person says yes, and then at the door he just gets turned away. So, but after all that, he left Jude's little health record at the vet. So they called to let me know that, and which is very kind of them, but I just thought I'd mention that you need to have consistency in your business. You can't be so inconsistent with saying yes and then have people take the effort to go down there and then be rude to them at the door. And unfortunately, I live in a place where there's no other options. That's the one and only, so I've got to make that work. Even if I'm really big on customer service. It's really important to me to be treated with kindness and respect, and that's how I treat other people as well. It's really important to me that I treat everybody the same way. I really value that kind of thing. So it does deter you a little bit when you have a bit of a conflicting situation, but that's all right. Had a little chat on the phone, which she recognises that that's not ideal to say one thing and then do another thing. So life goes on. We'll make another appointment for Jude. Only problem is it'll be a couple of weeks before there's a gap in my calendar so I can take him. Oh, such a good boy. And I guess the moral of the story here is, don't send your husband to do something you should have done yourself. Whoops. Okay, have a look here. So he's going to tidy up. He hasn't got a huge amount of hair back here, and I don't want to cause any irritation for him, so just a little tidy. Oh, that's a mat though. Around his booty hole, so that he's, when he goes to the toilet, not catching anything and leaving a mess behind. Grab my scissors. Now, the ends of his ears are not tidy. You can see all these loose hairs here. My love, can I convince you to come down to this end of the table? By any chance? There we go. Okay, we're nearly done. We're definitely running a little bit behind, but that's okay. Sorry, Ellie. We're getting there. So, very carefully, I've got my nifty little curved scissors, and very carefully, I'm just going to tidy up what I can without getting too close to the skin of his ear leather. Don't be moving, Forrest. Don't be moving. No, no. Nothing could have come of that, my love. Oh, just wait a minute. So just working our way around, loofing up some of that hair, getting an idea of where the ear leather is so we can be nice and safe. There we go. And it's not 100%, okay? If there was a bit more hair to work with, I could tidy it up a lot more, but there's not. There we go. Let's tidy up some of those little flips back here. Definitely want to trim these ones down because Mum doesn't like those on the face. But I'm just going to use these little chunkers. Just so that I'm not, it just gives it like a smoother, you can't really see the scissor line finish. Good boy. Thank you, my love. And these are just hairs that are really fine, and the clipper doesn't really pick them up as well as I would like it to. It would with a shorter blade, but we don't want a shorter blade. We want this one. So, a bit of a tidy up there. Have a look at these little floofies just around the lip. Come around and do this ear. Ellie, you've been such a patient little girl. What was I saying before? Yeah, so she's in an enclosure. I cannot stay on track of one story, honestly. Ellie's in a little enclosure. It is a crate. She has, so she's on a fluffy little mat. She's got a bed in there, a cozy little dog bed, and a bowl of water. She's not like tied in. There's no leads or clips or anything. She's just chilling. It's a medium-sized crate, so it's not too small for her. Just gonna go over that with a clipper. Depending, I do have dogs that stay longer sometimes if like the parents at work or for any reason. Sometimes people travel to see me, and so they'll go and do like shopping, things that they can't really do in their hometown. So they travel up to about an hour, and they'll go to some of the bigger shops that we have here, like Big W and a K-Hub, a tiny little Kmart. We're very small here, but we have a bit more than some of the other towns do. So people go shopping and have lunch. We have takeaway. We've got Macca's, Hungry Jack's, and KFC. That's it. Lots of like little fish and chip shops and Indian and sort of Chinese, Asian cuisine. A few of those around. Otherwise it's a lot of cafes and bakeries, which is lovely. Not that I don't really ever go to them because well, I'm always working or I'm with the kids, and they always want to go to Macca's if we do something like that. What else we got around? So we live on the river, the Murray River, and none of us are river people. We don't have boats or jet skis or anything like that, which is a little bit funny. I know. You just got to let me do it though. So if I knew I was doing a 7 on him, I would not have poodled his feet, which was a part of what has been so time consuming. But nevertheless, I did poodle his feet, so I'm just gonna tidy up the strays. Hold steady. No, come on. Hi. Hello. Being a good boy. Getting a nice haircut today. Blend them in a little bit so that it's not as noticeable that his feet are several millimeters shorter than the rest of him. It's still good for him to manage the risk of grass seed. So I'm not mad about that. So he will likely grow out this gorgeous coat over the winter. He'll still come for reasonably regular groomings because he still needs to have his bath in town water, not rainwater, and have his nails trimmed. A good old clean out. All my shoelaces undone. Hang on, Ellie. I know. Goodness me. So he'll still come and see me reasonably regularly, and honestly it will not take long for that hair to grow back in anyway. Alright. Let me have a look. I think we won't do too much more there. That's that. We will brush out this tail. My trusty brush. It's anti-static detangler. Oh my darling. So these are prickles. If you can see that. They and you can see that the hair mats around them. It's a little prickle. Get lots of those. Sorry, darling. Spin you around. Another prickle. Oh, come here, come on. Good boy. You're gonna make me give you a hug while I brush your tail. Hold steady. So you can see he's had chunks of his tail cut out at home. Where there's obviously been mats. My mum's tried to cut them out. It's not the most beautiful tail. Come on, Bubba. Good boy, good boy. But it's his tail and it's the one that he's got and it'll do. There we have it. One, wait, wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. Good boy. One clean tail. All right, some leaves and some prickles. Once you get those out, give this table a quick blow dry. Alright, that is that. I'm just going to unplug this now. Hopefully we've got enough charge. Alright. One very beautiful little forest. So even though we had to take all his hair off, he does not look bad. This is still a beautiful groom for him. I just wanted to share his little foot here. So if he'll let me. I don't know if he will. Just take this down a bit. So he does have a little bit of a lump in this, just this one here. See, it's a little bit of a lump there, but I can't see that there's a grass seed or anything in there, and I'm pretty sure it was the same the last time I groomed him, so that could just be his foot, but I'll keep an eye on it anyway. That it's not red or irritated. There's no signs that there's infection in there, so we're just going to leave it be and keep an eye on it. I'll mention it to Mum, she can keep an eye on it, but otherwise that's Mr. Forest and me. Thank you so much for watching our videos. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. It really helps us to grow the channel and it means a lot to me. And we hope you have a fantastic day and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.